officially been a transaction coordinator for over 4 years now. And the business is not like it was when I started. However, many things that I didn't do when I started my business, I should have did, that I have learned now. And I kind of want to go into today some of the things that I wish I would have done when I started my business that would have put my business in a better place today. And hopefully you can go ahead and do these things too. The first thing is setting boundaries with my clients. Yes, you may sound, hey Shalonda, that sounds like common sense. What did you not do? I set boundaries, but I didn't set good enough boundaries with myself. With my clients. And I now know that I didn't. And I had to realize that for myself and go through all of these crazy things to figure out the type of boundaries that I should set with my clients. Now, I'm not talking about the basic ones that everyone already knows. Oh yeah, make sure that you tell your clients your working hours, and make sure you tell your clients what your task list is. You also need to tell them what you're not going to do. That's important. Have a list of things that you're not going to do that are not necessarily included in real estate transaction task lists that we normally are thinking of. So an example of this that got me caught up in the beginning that now I don't do anymore and I had to learn is knowing when to not send out the agent's emails. So what do I mean by that? I had agents come to me in the beginning and say like, oh yeah, I want you to use this task list that I created. This email template that I created. And a lot of times it threw off my system because their language may have been different than mine and they didn't include things in theirs that I included in mine. Scratch that. Setting the boundaries of you know what you're doing and you're professional at this, and if they want someone that's going to do things a specific way or use their specific email templates, why are they just not having an assistant? Because that's what an assistant can do. They're hiring us for our expertise because we know what we're doing in the business. That's number one, and one boundary I wish I would have set at the beginning. Number two, enforcing and sticking to late fees. That is a boundary that I did not do in the beginning, and then in so many ways it did bite me in the butt. I'm making sure that if there was a late fee stipulation that was included in your contract or your master services agreement, that you stick to that to a T. Because later on, agents are gonna come and be like, oh yeah, well like this commission came in short, my apologies. And you try to work with them, and then it always takes way longer than it should or way longer than anticipated. So go ahead and stick to your late fees up front. All right, the second thing that I wish I would have done in the beginning that I've done now is automate my onboarding process. Yes, we are living in an age of technology, and the more that I've implemented into my onboarding process to make it more cohesive for my clients, the more I wish I would have done in the beginning to eliminate questions in the beginning, to make that process more smooth. So yes, I always tell individuals, go ahead, make sure you're getting the client intake form and all that stuff signed, you're getting the client preference sheets, you're getting your master service agreement done. That's all great. Even though you have all of those things, get a document that still outlines, or create a document that still outlines everything. How long is it going to take for you to respond to emails? How long will you be, or what are your working hours? How long does it take for you to get documents returned? What are those working relationship items that it's important for them to know? And also create personalization to it. One of the things that I'm happy that I did was implement a video in my onboarding process. So after someone onboards with me, they then get a nice introductory email as well as a video of me. It's more personal to them. Even though it doesn't have to be recorded every single time, it can be a video that you pre-record, but it was a lot more personal to them. Oftentimes individuals don't get to see you in person. Sometimes it's a phone call, sometimes it's a Zoom, but regardless, they get that personal interaction with you with that video, and they're able to see you and everything like that. All right, the third thing I wish I would have done when I started my TC business is focus more on building my relationship with title companies and attorneys. Title companies and attorneys are the individuals that deal with real estate agents all the time, and they see the contract mistakes. Yes, they see the contract mistakes. And oftentimes when they are the individuals going back to the agent saying, hey, this is missing, I need this, and back and forth, they're the ones who, kind of pester the agents, and the agents start to realize, hey, I may not have it all together. And those are the individuals that, if you're a good TC, you can have a great relationships with those title company, and they would refer you to those agents. That is not something that I thought of or took full advantage of when I started my TC business. But when I did implement that and build a better relationship with them, I got so much referral business from those agents. And it always worked out well because I made the title company or closing attorney's life easier. And that's the most important thing. We're all working together trying to make everyone's life more easy. All right, and here's the final thing, or not the final thing, but the final tip that I'm going to give to you today of what I wish I would have done when I started my TC business that I did do now. And that would be out there. I know that sounds crazy. I'm not telling you to be outside every single day because yes, you do have a TC business and your TC business is oftentimes ran from a computer. However, get out there and do networking events. Don't be afraid to tell people who you are, what you do, and promote your business. Whether you're an independent TC, whether you're a TC that works with another company, whatever your TC relationship is, go out there and build your clientele. Oftentimes, those individuals might not be someone who is ready to have a TC right now, but they will refer you to someone who does need a TC. And even when they're looking for TC, as long as you have continued that relationship and continued to foster it, they're going to come back to you. There's tons of things that I wish I would have done when I started my TC business, but the saying always goes, if I knew then what I knew now, I would be in a better place. But then I always say as well, if I knew then what I knew now, there would be new things that I wish I would have known then. So I'm happy I learned these things, and I'm happy I'm able to pass along these things to you. But those are some tips of things that I wish I would have done when I started my TC business that I've learned now. Have a great day and subscribe to our channel.